With Brighton Beach, I think possibly because it's kind of semi-autobiographical in nature, he really went to a different place. He looked at character, he looked at situation, and quite honestly, I think he wrote in a more truthful way, a more honest way, and I think that's what people resonate with. In Brighton Beach, you have a family that is dealing with an economy that is anything but healthy, unemployment, the threat of war in Europe. Gosh, I don't know, 75 years later, it all sounds very, very familiar. We all know families that are struggling with those same issues. I'm not so sure that I look at realism as much as I do kind of a truthfulness in the storytelling and an honesty. And those are key components that we're going to take with us every step of the way during the rehearsal process. These characters are complex. The relationships are complex. I don't know a family dynamic that isn't complex at some level. And so we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about these characters' backstories and what brought them to this point and how they relate to each other and how the family has been impacted by what has happened prior to the beginning of the play. Well, I think first of all, before you even get to the auditions, when you're reading a play, as you said earlier, there's a reason that you're drawn to it. You know, maybe there's a character that you relate to or a situation that the character is facing that you relate to. And as soon as you relate to those things, you own it at some level. And when you own it honestly, that can't help but read during the audition process. You know, when you understand a character's vantage point and you approach the piece from that understanding, it's bound to inform the way you read a scene, the way you audition, the way you rehearse, and so forth. Whenever you're playing a scene, it's kind of like a great tennis match. You know, batting the ball back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Well, at the audition point, all of a sudden you have one person who's stationary and one person who's moving all over, and it really makes it hard to kind of move the scene back and forth. So I think less is more when it comes to movement at auditions. I would want anyone that saw the show to walk away feeling like they could relate to what they had seen. Understanding the struggles that the family in the play have gone through, and really knowing that in spite of all of the obstacles, this is still a group of people who love each other, who care about each other, and who want the best for each other.